Insight into the anticipated Republican control of the House with a representative whose state played a big part in delivering that majority, Florida Congressman Michael Waltz. Congressman, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. A lot of Republicans, you heard them saying today that the Republican Party needs to change. I mean, not necessarily a tear down, if you will, but they're saying the Republican Party does need a bit of a remodel. Your thoughts?
Well, look, I mean, we had a phenomenal night in Florida. We're having strong nights in other places of the country. But I think we have to, this was a strong reminder about national narratives that at the end of the day, all politics are local, and we have to speak to our constituencies in a very focused, very targeted way. I think that's what we did in Florida, to each individual Hispanic group, to our various other constituencies. We flipped 4 House seats in Florida alone, and now have a supermajority in our state legislature. And we saw the fantastic performance of our governor and senator. I think what we need to learn is, how do we make America Florida? And learn those lessons and apply them more broadly. Yeah,
and I think really if there was a good news, bad news scenario, Florida leads the list of good news. I want to put up this. This is the front page of the New York Post, and it says, kind of capturing in one word, it says, "the future," talking about your governor, Ron DeSantis. The New York Post has the headline. Politico wrote the following here: DeSantis' decisive win, coupled with a strong showing from other Florida Republicans, including Senator Marco Rubio, put the state further out of reach for Democrats moving into the 2024 presidential cycle. National Democratic groups, too, appear to be abandoning the state after decades of losses. Do you feel like that, Congressman? Do you feel as if Florida is kind of moving more and more red, and a lot of the blue organizations are going elsewhere?
Oh, no, it's a red state, Trey, period. And I think the Democrats were still operating under some illusion. But if you just look at our registration numbers alone, we've gone from plus 600,000 Democrats in 2012 to now plus 300,000 registered Republicans. It's a million voter swing almost in the last 10 years. And just the numbers don't lie. But what is so striking are from African-American women who are very worried and focused on school choice that we provide here, to the various Hispanic groups, to the Jewish constituencies. They are all trending our way, and we have a very broad tent. And I think that's what we need to look at replicating. Yeah,
and the numbers coming out of Miami-Dade County were just astounding. Now, we talked about good news. The bad news was brought up by Karl Rove, who said the following in the Wall Street Journal, quoting again, "The answer is candidate quality. The GOP fielded too many novices who struggled with crafting a message, raising funds, and waging effective campaigns. Some were also knuckleheads with strange beliefs and closets full of problems. Many of these remarkably weak candidates came courtesy of Donald Trump, who did not vet his endorsements." Would you agree? Is that a fair assessment?
No, I don't think that's fair. I mean, if we look at the number of overall candidates that won, he endorsed candidates across the board. Many of them were very successful. But I think both can be true. But candidates do matter. Their individual messages matter. And I think what we have to look at is, why are our governors doing so well? Why are they so outperforming in statewide tickets some of these Senate candidates, right? And Donald Trump endorsed both governors and Senate candidates and members of the House, many of whom did quite well. So I think we really have to unpack the data. We still have a long way to go. We had some phenomenal candidates in the House that didn't do as well, and then some that are just crushing it. And I do think you're going to see our majority in the House tick up. And at the end of the day, we are going to see Nancy Pelosi hand off that gavel. We will take the majority back. We will stop Biden's agenda, and we will investigate for accountability on so many issues.
Yeah, and I want to get your last thoughts on that, because we talk about Leader McCarthy. Do you believe he will face a battle to become Speaker of the House if, in fact, as expected, Republicans take over?
Well, look, I think we're going to have some tough internal conversations. He has to earn it. I fully think that he will be the next Speaker of the House. He has absolutely put us in a position to take back the majority, to stop Biden and bring accountability back to this country.
Yeah. Congressman Michael Waltz, good of you to join us, sir. Thank you.